What's up everyone on YouTube? It is Driver KG, and we're going to talk about how much does it cost to mod these things and what does it take to get you to 400 horsepower or around that number, maybe even more. So I'm going to let you know what I got done and how much it costs. Okay, first and foremost, resonator delete. It's under the car. Obviously you can't see it, but this is what it sounds like. Basically, that cost me about 60 to 80 bucks. You can go to any of these exhaust shops and have it done. It's pretty cheap and it does make a little bit of a sound difference, but you do get louder pops with it. So if you want to call that a mod, that's what you can do. Next, we got the cold air intake. This is going to vary, but I paid $400 for the intake and the inlet back there. So it was a sale last year sometime, but I believe the regular cost is about $390 and $150 or $200 for the inlet. So that right there, we're at 600 bucks. But for me personally, and if you catch one of those sales, you're going to be at about 400. That may add anywhere between 20 and 25 horsepower with the intake and inlet. We have the downpipe. You can't see it, but that cost me about $475. I did get it installed with a shop that I end up doing some of the work with. They only charged me 200 bucks, so altogether we're going to call that 600. That's for the part and the labor, and that adds, I believe, about 30 horsepower. That's what it feels like on the butt dyno, and you're definitely going to feel it. It is catless. I believe the catted costs a bit more. It's around $700 to $800 US. So with that, that's what you're going to be paying for the downpipe. So that one's number 2. Number 3, we have the MEF system. So you can't see it, but this is the solenoid right here hidden, and that does not come with the AEM kit. I had to buy that separately, and basically that right there, let me see if it can focus, but basically it's the cold pipe adapter so you can run the meth from the back or wherever you're going to have it come from right into the cold pipe. So that altogether I believe was around 600 bucks. So it was about 500 for the kit, 100 for the adapter, and I want to say 20 bucks or 30 bucks for the solenoid. So that's where we're at for the meth, and if you mix your own, it's going to end up being cheaper depending on how much you use, and if you're mixing your own. If you're buying 50-50, it's going to cost you for 4 gallons around 60 bucks per, depending on. So you get, like I said before in other videos, you get about 13 and a half minutes of runtime with your meth spraying. So next is the meth, and that is altogether, I'm going to say a gain of maybe 30 to 40 horsepower there. And the final piece to bring it all together is going to be the EK1 Lite. This device at the time I paid about 500, I believe, and that came, it was extra with for the tune, but this was about, like I said, $500 to $600. I'm not sure what they cost now, but this is what's going to be tuning your ECU and return it back to stock on the fly. It's very easy to use. I think it's the best way to go about tuning any of these KDM cars, and it just does an excellent job. It's never left me down or any of that. And you can basically, the way it works, you go with any of your favorite tuners that support this device here, and you buy a tune off the shelf, possibly from them, or if you want to do email, you start out with a base tune, do some logs, send the logs back to them, they send you a new file. All you got to do is, everything is through the email. Just take out the SD card that's right here on the side, and you just plug it in there, upload it, and it basically writes onto your ECU within a minute. So that's the next thing you're going to need, and with that comes the actual tuning from the company. So that right there is going to be another $300 to $500 depending on what stage you get. I know N75 has different prices, 6 has different prices, and I believe Torque is another one that is supporting the EK1 Lite in the Pro Series. So that is going to be one of your final things of really adding some power to this thing. And last but not least, we're going to have the high pressure fuel pump located under here. This is the Sonata fuel pump, and I have the part number in that video, but I paid about 200 bucks shipped from Korea, brand new. And that came to me within 2 days from Korea. But that's going to ensure that you get the boost that you need and that you don't have any weird fuel cuts or spikes, because with the stock fuel pump, you're going to run into issues when it comes to you making a certain torque number or horsepower number. That doesn't really add power, but it ensures that you make the power and do it safely. I feel like it is a must if you're going to be modding these cars. So that's another 200 bucks. And for all that power to get down properly without you having that infamous wheel judder or wheel hop, you're going to need the lower motor mount. It is located right under there. You see that red thing right under there? That is TurboTech, and that was one of the first things that I did, and it did eliminate the wheel hop right away. I am able to achieve those 0 to 60 in 4 seconds times. Hopefully get me in a 3 soon if I'm not spinning, but that's going to be something that really helps you out and really brings all of it together. Because if you do all these mods, you do not do the lower motor mount, you're just going to have some issues with putting the power down, and it's going to be very, very, very violent. You don't want that. It's not going to feel good at all. It's going to feel like you're braking, and all in all, you just have to do things right. If you're trying to be that cheap, then modding certain cars isn't for you. But this car, you have to do certain things and just get it done correctly. So if you want all the power to come through, you need that motor mount. That was about 150 to 200 bucks. So with all that being said, most of the work was done by me to pay a shop for any of these things. Now, if you paying a shop, the price may vary. That is okay. Working on cars is not for everybody. I'm not downing you on that. I did go to a shop to have the downpipe done because I didn't want to be on my back, and they gave me an excellent price. It was no brainer, so that's why that was an extra. So right now, this is around the price we're looking at with everything that I've paid for, and this is including everything. So you're going to be right around that $3,000 to achieve that near 400, possibly 400 horsepower. If you want to go above 400, you're going to be spending another possibly 2,000 to 2,800 bucks for any of the hybrid turbos. And right now for a DCT, I haven't seen anyone that had the hybrid or any of those, and I know most of the cars that do have the hybrid, they're right around that 435 number, 420, and that's just a lot of money right now to pay for just 20 to 30 more horsepower. When you're running meth, you can squeeze out a good number of timing, like possibly 27, 28. Your boost, you can, I would say safely the most I would do is 23. Right now I'm at 23. It peaks to 23.7, but I've spoken to 2 tuners. The cars that are tuned over 24 psi run into issues with the propellers. All right, now if you don't want to have any issues, just keep it down a little bit, run some meth, get your timing up. These engines love timing. That's why I rocked with Daniel from N75. He's just been looking out for me in this car. So all in all, I say that is like the best option for these. So again, thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully you guys have some good luck with your builds out there, and I wish you guys nothing but the best. Even if you do not own any of these Hyundai products, all I do is just show you what you can and can't do with these cars, and we're going to do it together. So thank you for watching, and until next time, peace.